Hello YouTubers, and this evening I'm going to show you my tool in action and how you can use it. It's still under development, but it will be uploaded to GitHub hopefully soon. I'm just finding one or two anomalies with mods. Tonight I'm going to have a look at Manic Miner 11 on JSW Central. Author fell, year 2000, Manic Miner 2000. And there's a direct game download here, or World of Spectrum, and a few other options. So for this, I'm running a retro virtual machine, which is available for Windows and macOS, but many emulators out there will support the features that I'm going to use tonight. With retro virtual machine, you need version 2.0. That's the last one that has the developer features built in. So first off, I've already loaded up the game. There's no cheat modes, as you can see here. It's just in its demo mode. And I'm going to go to Development Tools, and I'm going to pause it. And then I'm going to go into Command Line. And there's a few offsets that we need to be aware of. So with the general games that use the Manic Miner engine by Matthew Smith, we need to save the title screen, Caverns, Hero, and fonts. This is going to vary depending upon the custom modifications, but a majority of them use the standard default Spectrum font, which I've already provided or will provide in the program once it's released. So the first off is we're going to save the TitleScreen.bin from address 40960 and 2048 is the length. And we can just do that simply by typing in here. Unfortunately, it doesn't support cut and paste, so I'm going to have to do this the old-fashioned way. Title screen 40960 for 2048 bytes, and that will tell me that it's written successfully. Next one up is the Caverns, so we're going to save the Caverns. .bin 40560, I think. Nope, always get that wrong. 45056 for 2000. That's 20,048 bytes, which is 20 caverns at 1024 bytes per cavern. We're going to save the hero. We don't need to because it's using the standard, but I'm going to anyway because some games do actually modify this. So I'm going to call that Hero.bin, and he's at 33280 for 256 bytes. We can have a look at what that might look like in hex 256, or let's have a look at the caverns. 45056 for 1024 bytes. So this is what the cavern data may look like. Okay, so next thing up is I've got this little program here. Let's just clear the screen, and I'm going to move start.bin into defaults, and I've already created a folder mm2000, which we can see Caverns, Hero. What happened to the title screen? Did we save the title screen? I thought we did. Might help if I call it .bin, wouldn't it? Okay, and then yeah, here we go. So we've got three files: Caverns, Hero, TitleScreen.bin. Of course, you could call them what you like, because the program has a number of command line options for importing and exporting data out. But what I've also provided is a script called RenderAll if you're running on Linux or macOS, and then there's a RenderAll PS1, a PowerShell script for anyone that's using Windows. Just close that down for the moment. And what this will do is that it will look in the folder that you provide. Yep. So what I want to do is I'm going to go back here and I'm going to source in my virtual environment bin and activate that. So the program will, I provide a directory or folder to look into, and it will then seek any folders from the default that have got a match on Caverns, Hero and TitleScreen. These are the ones that I've tested. So I'm just going to run this. It remembers the last folder that I used. So I've got default here, which is the default folder. It runs through all of the Caverns. I'll just scroll back up here to the top. If you've got ANSI terminal enabled, it'll print out Manic Miner in colours. It will show you the different parameters that I've enabled, and then it'll show you the processing of which cavern, the cavern name, the horizontal and vertical guardians if it's found, and if there's any special graphics data found in a cavern. Not all caverns have special data, but if the memory block or the offset that we show here is non-zero throughout, I have to assume that it's graphics data, but you will see what looks like corruption where a developer or a modder has used it for code or other purposes. So now you can see here we've gone from our bin files to all the different caverns. So we're going to open this up, and here we see the 20 caverns rendered using Python, using the original Spectrum data. And I've also added in a feature that shows you the path that each guardian will take. So the limits, the range that was embedded within the level data. We can move through here. We can check these off against the original game, for example. Other nice features. I export out the game font. We're using the default here, the guardians. So this is all the guardian data that was found within the levels. So these can be exported, they can be manipulated, and there's a tool I've provided within this program to import them back into the game, so you could modify this yourselves. The blocks, these are the blocks used for each level. So there's 20 here, and the data that's used to represent switches, crumble, hazards, and so forth. Special graphics, this is what I mentioned earlier. So where we found any blocks that have got data within it, it will try to render that, because I can't differentiate between a genuine graphic and perhaps code or corruption or just duff data that's stored within that space. So you can see here, Swordfish, it looks like the developer for Manic Miner 2000 has used the standard set. So we've got the boot, the plinth, Swordfish, and of course Eugene. It's a little bit spiky haired in this one, but nonetheless, I think that's about the only modification there. The program will also render all the screens, which is obviously I've been sharing with you on the different groups lately. So again, you can render all the screens if you're a developer, or you wanted to test out your designs very quickly, very easily, in a very simple command line tool. Appreciate it might only be for a developer of one here, or maybe two, but again, drop a comment and let me know what you think. Additionally, there are plans to make it easier for non-strictly devs. SNA support, so we can import an SNA file and export the data out as needed for modifying, and also to re-import it back into an SNA file so that you can test it. The purpose being, of course, is that you can use your favourite image editor, whether it's Photoshop, Affinity Photo. Some of you are using PaintShop Pro, which was one of my favourites when it was owned by Jask a very long time ago. But the point is that you can edit this, you can import it back in to the game and see the changes that you've made. Thanks for listening, and I hope you found this useful.